Hello class, my name is Claire Swing and I will be talking today about my research on feminism in the Middle East and Northern Africa region. At the beginning of the feminism section, it states, across history, cultures, and civilizations, when women assert their power and ask for equality, it has almost always been perceived as dangerous. This still holds true today. Women do not let their fear of punishment stop them from standing up for the rights that they deserve. The text also states that globally, women define their own interests and goals very differently, and they sometimes perceive feminism as another attempt by the global north to make the rest of the world into their own image. We need to remember that not every culture is the same. Each culture has its own values and belief systems that they go by. In the Mena region, women did not know that they were oppressed by women until outside countries began to influence them. People today are fighting to end their injustices, but we need to remember that they have their own culture and beliefs, and outside countries need to respect that to a certain extent. Through my research, I believe that the Mena region is in a social movement cycle. This is a period of time where there is an increasingly frequency and intensity in social movement activities that spread throughout various parts of the society and globally across countries. Right now, feminism in the Middle East and Northern Africa region is a very hot topic. There are many young girls who are standing up for their rights, and we see that on the news all the time. Along with the girls within the countries, outside countries are also supporting their campaigns and movements, especially Europe. I would also conclude that they are a state in liberal feminism. This is when the inequality between men and women is rooted in a way existing institutions such as the government treat men and women. Many of these oppressions to women are deep-rooted back from way before Islam was even created, and then they were enhanced by the teachings of the Quran once the religion was created. It has been rooted in society for so long it will take a long time to remove the inequalities. Today in the Mena region, women are looking for social freedom, especially education and health rights. Problems that women are running into is their traditions and religious views that are so strong that it is stopping women from gaining the rights that they deserve. Decades ago, women were not allowed to seek out any education besides basic education on their religion. They were even limited to those rights. They had to ask their husband or father to leave the house to seek out this religious education. More than not, women were denied even that, to leave their house. Since then, education has been on the rise, but is still slow. The Mena region is looking to achieve 70% literacy rate for both sexes. Currently, women are at 44% and men are at 68%. At a conference in Beijing, it is stated that literacy is the key to women's empowerment. As more women receive higher education, it gives them the opportunity to find jobs outside the home. It also gives them the opportunity to seek out government positions, which will then lead to more social change and women's rights. Education also links to women's health care needs. Among the Mena region, healthcare is far more advanced in cities, but is still very primitive in rural areas, which makes up most of the region. A health concern for women is the spread of the AIDS virus. Many men have only one wife, but multiple sex partners. This causes the virus to spread more quickly. Because of religious practices, wives have to have sex with their husband anytime the husband pleases. There is a new campaign that is promoting women to say no. Many cases, women are not aware that their husband is a carrier of the virus and get it out of their own will. So this new campaign is trying to have women stand up for the health and say no. Another major issue that is not quite as widespread is the female genital mutilation. This is the practice of cutting off the girl's external genitals as a passageway from being a girl to a woman. It is also a way to have their sexual desires diminished so they stay a virgin until marriage. Girls in the region do not know how bad it is for their bodies, and women who have had it done push it upon their girls because it is tradition. This procedure reinforces how men are in control of women, because if a girl does not have it done, then men will not marry her. Rifayet was affected by this procedure and is now an active feminist to help educate girls that they do not need to have this done to their bodies. She spreads the messages on how to be hygienic and stay healthy. She has made an impact on girls' lives and will continue to. The process of removing from this society is very hard, but the more girls are educated, they will seize this practice. Overall, social freedoms come from war. Just like here in the United States, when men are called to the front lines, women step up and help keep the society moving when they're gone. The problem is, when they come back, women are to step back down and resume their jobs and their families, which causes problems. Some women do remain in their current positions in the government and outside home jobs, which gives them an opportunity to start resistance groups. Through these groups, they push for more freedoms. In 2012, the campaign Women to Drive was relaunched. This was an effort to help women gain the right to drive. As a result, many women were getting arrested and forced to sign an agreement that they will never drive again. If they did not sign it, they would be beat and tried for their actions. This is an ongoing issue among many of the Mena countries. Women are not stepping down, even with the negative consequences. Some things that we need to do. Support is the biggest action that we can do to back women's rights in the Mena region. Our country went through a time when women had to fight for their rights, and we still are, so why won't we help other countries? Education solves a lot of problems. If the chance arises, educate women who come from the area on how they deserve to be treated, but be cautious because of their religious practices. Some questions for you to think about. What do you do currently to support feminism? In the Mena region, what do you see is the biggest factor for women to gain more rights? And finally, do you think feminism in the Mena region correlates back to the start of feminism in the United States? Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something.